filming?
I can film, sir.
Why?
Because this is a public area, a federal building.
All right, I'll call some marshal.
Oh, I'll be more than happy. Well, he didn't detain me, so I guess I'm free to go. Oh, that guy's making a phone call. I don't know if you can see him in the window. For some reason, these people are under the assumption that I can't film property that belongs to me, that I pay taxes for, in public areas that are open to the public. Ronald Reagan would probably roll over in his grave right now. God, it took him long enough to see me, huh? Well, I guess we can't walk up that pathway. But we are still very much open to walking up the... Again, just like over at the California Court of Appeals, it seems the federal courthouse and the federal building is anti-skateboarder. Skateboarding is not a crime.
How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
The LA Rams?
There you
They're
go.
doing well, are they?
Ah, what
Maybe
can you
a good
expect?
team. What you got going on?
Just gathering content.
Finding content?
Yep.
Just the outside, right?
I didn't go inside, sir.
No, with the camera.
I didn't go inside.
Oh, you didn't go inside, but you filmed inside.
I can film it. I can film anything I can see from a public area.
What are you gathering content for?
That's a personal story.
Personal story?
Yep.
You got many personal stories.
I'm sure I do. Sure you got some secrets
like
too.
The Rams, you just get the new hat.
Rams are a good team. Glad they came back to California.
Took a while.
Yeah, it took too long.
That's your car?
I don't know. Why don't you run it and find out? So I assume you're the marshal the little security guards talked about. Do you have any identification? Really? Isn't U.S. Marshal Service policy to identify yourself when you make contact with a member of the public?
Is your job today to be confidential?
I'm asking you. Is your job not require you?
Do you have it?
Are you not required?
Sure, I have ID. Do you have ID?
I don't have to provide ID. I'm a
Oh,
member of the. I'm a member of the public.
Oh, okay.
You're a public official.
Are you sure? from Orange County?
That's personal information I don't wish to provide.
Yeah, mental issues, sir.
He's trying to run tags on a car he thinks is mine. He has an interesting tattoo on the back of his neck.
Hello, sir.
Very excited.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Deputy Reese with U.S. Marshals.
You have an identification card to go with that badge?
There you go.
Oh, thank you very
I
much.
understand you've already been told you can't take any pictures on federal property.
Actually, you can take pictures on federal property, sir.
No, you can't, sir. You're on federal property.
I'm in a public area of the federal
You're on
property.
federal property, sir.
I'm in a public area of the federal property, which I can. You know, Department of Homeland Security issued a memo on this after they were sued in federal court and they lost.
Okay. You understand I'm a United States Marshal
I understand that, sir.
and you're on federal property?
Yeah, I'm in a public area of the federal property, which is open to the public, where I'm allowed to film.
No, you're not, sir.
Would you like to challenge that, sir?
What's that?
Would you like to give me a few $1,000s?
Is that what you're looking for?
Not really, sir. I'm here just practicing my First Amendment right, guaranteed me by the First Amendment of the Constitution.
Okay.
The federal courts have already
Do you have
ruled
any
on this.
identification, sir?
I don't have any identification for you, sir.
Okay, then you need to get off of federal property.
The courts have ruled I have a right to take film in public.
Okay, when you're
Areas.
public, you need identification.
Actually, I don't, sir.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't, sir. Not in the state of California.
Okay, you're on federal property. You're quoting me state law.
I am not
sir.
inside of the federal building.
You're on federal property, sir.
I am not inside
Do you
of
want
the
to give
federal
me your
building.
name and date of birth?
I'm not going to give you my name and date of birth, sir.
You're not?
No.
Okay.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Have a seat, because Federal Protective Services are on their way.
Good for them. Are you detaining me, sir?
Not at this point.
So I'm free to go.
No, you need to move off of federal property. That's what I'm telling you.
That doesn't make sense. Am I free to go or am I not free to go?
You're free to get off of federal property.
You don't have that authority, sir. Unless I've committed a crime, you can't kick me off of a public area of the federal property. This has been decided in federal court. If you wish to go against the federal court and violate my constitutional right and violate your oath to defend and protect the Constitution, that's fine, you can do that. But you will lose in the long run. I may spend some time in jail, but you will lose in the long run.
Are you going to go back to jail again? Is that what you're telling me?
I've never been to jail, sir.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Are you accusing me of being a felon or a criminal? That's a very serious accusation to make against a member of the public, unless you have evidence. So how long until the Federal Protection Service police are going to get here? Do you have identification, sir? Can you identify yourself? Is it not the policy of the U.S. Marshals Service to identify yourself to the public when requested? Ah, I see another person that doesn't like to follow policy. Ronald Reagan would roll over in his grave if he knew what you guys are doing right now. He was a true patriot that believed in the Constitution. Let me guess, you're a Democrat. You voting for Hillary? You support Bill Clinton and his sexual liaisons and sexual harassment on the people under his employ? Ah, I see we got Paragon Security out here. They know. Can I help you, sir? Why you walking up on me, sir? I'm feeling intimidated and threatened by you, sir.
Do you?
That's right.
Okay.
Well, as you can see, the United States Marshals Service does not respect the First Amendment of the Constitution. We already know Paragon Security doesn't from the hundreds of other videos of them violating people's rights. These other guys, the tattooed guys, I'm not sure who they are. Probably some other secret federal agent that violates people's rights. You should be ashamed of yourself, sir. You might want to contact the Attorney General's office and for the U.S. Attorney's office. Get some legal advice before you guys do something you guys might regret legally. This has all been settled in federal courts several times. Hey, it's Paragon Security. I saw some of your friends over at the LA federal courthouse the other day. Your company's had experience with this before. You should know better. So I'm over here at the Ronald Reagan Federal Building in Santa Ana. I have 2 U.S. Marshals, 2 other plainclothes guys with a bunch of tattoos, I'm assuming probably DEA, and I got Paragon Security. They're attempting to tell me I'm not allowed to be on federal property filming. I am filming from a public space. They have told me that if I do not leave, they call in Federal Protection Service to have me arrested. You guys call the U.S. Attorney's Office yet to get legal clarification? This U.S. Marshal here refused to identify himself, give any kind of identifying information. Is that the walk of shame? Well, it seems the guy that threatened to have me arrested is walking away. Mr. Gang Member Tattoo right here with the Harley Davidson shirt, probably a DEA agent. Of course, he'll be famous now.
In public?
I am allowed to film anywhere in public.
No one's hassling you?
Actually, he did hassle me.
Start catcalling and start interrogating people? Aggravating people? I am going to call the police and have removed the disturbance.
You can call the police. I have the right to. I have the right to ask federal employees.
I'm not asking you anything, but if I'm sitting on the bench minding my own business and you want to start yelling at me, then we're going to have a problem.
I didn't yell at you. It's on video.
You just filmed yourself yelling at me.
No, I filmed myself talking about you. You and your gang tattoo in the back of your neck. Call them. As you see, they admitted that they were wrong, and that they were incorrect. They were today educated. Let's hope that in the future they will honor the oath they took to defend and protect the Constitution of the United States.
The following videos and description were shared with the COPBLOCK network anonymously by a California-based COPBLOCKer, who goes by the pseudonym of California Guardian. It was shared via the COPBLOCK.org submissions page. On the video, California Guardian can be seen filming outside the Reagan Federal Building and Courthouse, which is located in Santa Ana, California. He is initially approached by a security guard. Soon after, 2 individuals who appear to be undercover police of some sort begin questioning him about what he is doing. Not long after that, a pair of U.S. Marshals arrive and also begin trying to demand his ID, while issuing threats about him getting arrested for filming on federal property. California Guardian stands his ground, refuses to identify himself without them stating that is being detained and providing a valid reason, and correctly informs them that he has the right to film in public per the First Amendment, and that this right has been upheld several times in court, including federal courts. Eventually, They are apparently informed that he is right and leave, walking back into the building. The second video embedded below contains a follow-up visit done by a group known as High Desert Community Watch, which shows that the guards now understand people are allowed to film in public. Instead of harassing the people filming, the security guard simply reports on his radio that there are some people who are just filming. I know personally one of the questions I often get is some variation of why we bother the police by arguing with them over legal issues. These two videos present a great example of why that isn't should be done. In the first video, someone not breaking any law or posing any threat is harassed and threatened by U.S. Marshals. In the second, someone is able to do so without that impediment to their rights. Also, in the first video, and oftentimes when members of COPBLOCK are out filming or doing actions, the people involved seem to genuinely not understand the law and appropriate constitutional rights. Making sure that they do in fact understand citizens' rights and law enforcement's responsibilities is something that not only eliminates future harassment, but potentially prevents something even worse from happening as a result of overzealous and uniformed public officials and/or security. If you have a video, personal story involving police misconduct and/or abuse, or commentary about a law enforcement-related news story, we would be happy to have you submit it. You can find some advice on how to get your submission published on the COPBLOCK network within this post. Click the banner to submit content to COPBLOCK.org. Click the banner to submit content to COPBLOCK.org. On October 25, California Guardian, a COPBLOCKer and First Amendment auditor from Southern California, was recording outside the Reagan Federal Building in Santa Ana, California. When U.S. Marshals, after being contacted by a guard working for Paragon Security, attempted to infringe on California Guardian's First Amendment rights to film in public, demanded his identification and threatened him with arrest. California Guardian stood his ground and continued recording, refused to be intimidated or to provide ID even after the Marshals threatened to have him arrested by the Federal Protection Police. Ultimately, the Marshals did the shameful walk of dishonor. A couple of days later, High Desert Community Watch, accompanied by Team for Justice and COPWATCH, returned to Santa Ana and video recorded in the same location at the Reagan Federal Building where Paragon and court officers did not bother them. These two occurrences are proof that what COPBLOCKers and First Amendment auditors do to defend our rights does in fact make a difference. The security guards and the marshals at that location learned a lesson and have changed, for now, their dishonorable and shameful breaking of their oath to defend and protect the Constitution of the United States.